What's up, guys? We kicking it again. I'm very excited to have a really important guest here today. He's an author, he's a columnist, he's a therapist, he's a man of truth. It's Mr. Milo Edwards. What's up, man?
So much, thanks, PhiL. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I just appreciate you coming out and kicking it with me on today. I want to talk to you about everything, man. You're a big inspiration to me. I want to talk about your book. But before we even get on the book, I want us to find out a little bit more about you. Where are you from?
Oh, well, I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois. I was born and raised there. Then I moved to Kentucky. I went to college there, graduated from college, and moved on to California.
Awesome, awesome. Now, I know you firsthand from doing a project that we did on Jimmy Kimmel Live. We actually were in the choir, the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck thing that they had going. But I had no idea that you were a writer. You were this prolific writer. You were doing all these different things. Man, you got a lot of different talents.
Well, you know what? We're all blessed with many talents. It's just up to us to discover them and really look inside ourselves and nurture ourselves so that we can bring these talents to our real lives, so that we can really just share things with other people.
Wow. Okay, now this book, it talks about enjoying a better you. Now, with a better you, how did all of this take place? We were talking a little earlier about something occurring in '95.
Yeah, I always said 95 was a good year for wine, maybe. But it was a bad year for Milo, so to speak. I lost like 3 jobs in 95.
3 jobs?
The girl that I really cared for broke up with me. And it was just, man, 95 was a rough year. And it was at that time, though, that through those unfortunate incidents happening, I had to take an inward look at myself and make some changes so that I could become a better person, because I wasn't living right. And that's when I started my journey into becoming a better person. And in that journey, I discovered a lot of different things, a lot of different techniques that can help you improve yourself. And I put all those in enjoying a better you. That's where it came from.
What were some of the things that you discovered? Was it, I know we talk about forgiveness in one of the chapter 5s.
We talk about self-love, awareness, acceptance, acknowledgement, self-forgiveness, faith, truth, being of service. All of these things make a difference in your totality of you being a person and how you experience life in its totality. So I sat down. What happened was, back in like 2005, my dad died. And when my dad died, I really moped around for about 3 years. And I was with my friends invited me to Vegas, and I went to Vegas. I had blown up to like 260 pounds.
Whoa!
They were cracking jokes on me and stuff, as dudes do. But that all helped bring me out. And my girlfriend at the time was upset with me about my Facebook page because women were always hitting on me on my page. And she's like, you got to do something about your page. You have to do something about your page. And so I was thinking about it, and I said, I really need to lift myself up. I really need to do something better for me. So every day I'm going to write a little something on my Facebook wall. For me, being that I visited every day anyway to talk to college friends, kids, or what have you. And then by me writing on my wall to myself, a number of people just gravitated towards it, and they started to like what I was writing. And I think it took me maybe within a month, I had run out of space on the friends list on Facebook. And then people started to ask me, they say, hey, where can we find your books? I was like, what books? And so then some of my friends were like, well, you need to write one. And then as I thought about it, and I thought about all the things that had occurred in my life and how me making changes in my life helped me. We're all one, so I figured the changes would definitely help other people also. So I sat down and I really enjoyed it.
Wow, and so you took out the different things, because if you're doing this self-discovery thing, you mentioned something about the forgiveness thing. You have to go back and forgive people. You have to forgive yourself. You have to do all these different things. What is it like on this kind of journey?
It can be very draining sometimes emotionally, because you really feel it. You really engaged in your thoughts and your feelings. But at the end of the journey, there's a huge relief. It's priceless how it opens you up to enjoy the beauty of life and the beauty of yourself, and to be able to share with others. Because in order for you to change anything, the first thing you have to do is be aware of it. You have to become aware of it, accept that this is happening, acknowledge that this is happening, and then you can see where the negativity is located in it. And you have to take responsibility for your part in whatever happened. And when you do that, then you can forgive yourself for what you have done. And if someone else has done something to you, you can forgive them also. Now, when I talk about forgiveness, forgiveness isn't for the other person. Forgiveness is for the one doing the forgiveness. So you do something wrong to me, I can forgive you. So I totally forgive you, so that I can move on throughout my day and into my tomorrow without that negativity in me. Now, a lot of people will say they forgive someone, but still later they throw it up in their face. Oh, I remember I'm still mad at you because what you did last month, or what you did last week. Okay. And you can't, that's not forgiveness. That you're still holding on to it. When you forgive, you totally let it go. You accept that it happened. You acknowledge that it happened. But you're not holding it against that other person. And you'll find you'll have so much more comfort when you can forgive. Forgiveness is priceless.
Well, I know forgiveness with people is sometimes a very difficult thing. Sometimes, I don't know if somebody borrowed money, they didn't pay you back, and you need the money, and then they keep coming back. And, how many times do you forgive? How do you
forgive? Forgiveness is mandatory. You have to forgive over and over. I mean, every day it is mandatory. It's almost as soon as it happens. Like when I spilled that tea. If you had spilled some tea and they got on me, I would have immediately forgiven you. I'd be like, forgive for that. That's all right. I didn't do it on purpose. So forgiveness is mandatory. You can't hold on to things. I know it's difficult in areas where, say, someone murdered a family member, something of that nature. I'm sure it's much more difficult from an instance like that. But you still must forgive. Because you're not perfect. There's a number of things that you've done in your life that people have forgiven you for, and God forgives you every day for those little crazy thoughts you have, those little slick things that you do. So forgiveness is a huge thing, and it truly is priceless. And when it comes to you growing into your truth and being that authentic person that you need to be, so that you can really experience life, the fullness of life.
Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of somebody calling the pot calling the kettle black? Now, I may have some faults that I don't recognize that I have, but I can see the faults in you, and I'm quick to tell you what's wrong with you, but I don't recognize it with me. What would you say about something like that? Because
that's in the Bible.
If
that's
I had
something in the Bible, it's I can't remember where it's at, verse and all of that, but it's like you can see a grain of sand in my eye, but you can't see the plank in yours.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they rationalize things they do. I did this because of this. I did this because of that. They try to make their wrongs rights. And a lot of people are just not aware. They're not aware of what they're doing. They're not aware of themselves. And you'll find them every day. You'll talk to somebody, and you'll say, you don't think nothing is wrong with that? They'll say, no, nothing is wrong with it. And those people lack awareness. And when you're around people that lack awareness, you can try to bring them into awareness, make them aware of things. But until they're ready to really open up and make some changes in their lives, they will stay in the darkness.
Wow. Well, you seem to be not only very well read, but you're so down to earth. How is that possible? I mean, you're so intelligent, and sometimes when you're very smart, it's difficult to sort of not be over other people or something like that. It just makes it difficult to be relatable. But you are versed with sports, you're versed in this, that. I mean, how do you manage to maintain the down to earth?
Well, we're all one. I'm no better than you, you're no better than me. We all have different talents. We may do different things, but we're all human beings. And right now we're going through a human experience. And we may experience it on different levels of intelligence, different levels of spirituality, but we are one. And I am no better than anyone else. And when I see someone that may be lacking in an area, I don't point it out to them or use it against them. I'll try to help them gain more knowledge in that area to better themselves in that area. It's like for what I did for myself was more of what in psychology they would call it CBT therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy where you take a negative behavior and exchange it for positive behavior so you can have more positive outcomes. That's part of what my book is about, just changing things and recognizing and being aware of things within yourself and making the changes necessary for you to be a better person. But then after that, I moved on into where I am now, the solution focused therapy, whereas what if I woke up tomorrow and everything was perfect in my life? What would I want my life to look like? Or what would that perfectness look like? And I also have to look at what about that life already existed. And then what things do not exist in my life? And how can I bring them to the forefront of my life and make them my reality? And when you start to look at things from that perspective and you learn to love, honor, and respect yourself and live in your truth and act upon your truth, you propel yourself forward to your destiny, to all those things that you desire to be.
Wow. Wow. Well, man, this has been an incredible sit down. And this book, Enjoying a Better You, how would one get a copy of this?
Well, this is your copy right here.
I want you to sign my copy.
Get ready to sign it. I got the pen over there in the bag. I'm going to sign your copy. But you can find my book at www.miloedwards.com. That's MILOEDWARDS.com. And also, I have a new book out next year. It's called Mellow Into the Moment. You know, awakening the authentic you. So it'll be a book over 33 days. I'll make a statement one day, and I would like for the person to read it and see what they enjoy from that statement of how they want to implement that into their life. So on the next page will be a blank sheet for the person to write that down, because I find people learn more when they read and then they write something and it really sticks with them. So be looking for a Mellow to the Moment, the Awakening of the Authentic You in 2015.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, 2014.
That's all right. That's all right. Well, one thing I have to say, Milo Edwards, is thank you for kicking it with me.
Hey, thanks, Phil. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.